Okay, today I'm going to show just the basic quarter note, or I'm going to start with whole notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, and 32nd notes. Just kind of I want to go through that because that's important, and it'll just give you more of a perspective on when you're doing the exercises, so you know what value. So if you don't know how to read music, you it'll give you an idea when people are talking about, I want you to play eighth notes or 16th this or that or however. So it's just kind of part of the language of drumming. And so I'm just going to do real quick. I'll do it on the hi-hat and then on the snare. So let's start out with a whole note, basically, or just to make it real simple. Basic rhythm is split up in fours. So each measure, I'm just going as far as 4/4 measure, which is 4 notes in each measure. So each note would have 4 beats. So if the measure is, if you're going to do quarter notes, it would be 4 quarter notes. A whole note is just going to be 1 note in each measure. So if the tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a quarter note. The whole note would be just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the quarter notes are just each note in that 4/4 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So at that tempo, eighth notes would be double the quarter note. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's eighth notes. 16th notes are double the eighth note. So 16th notes would be 4. In other words, 16th notes are going to be 4 notes on each value of the quarter note. So it'd be each quarter note you can have 4 notes to that added to that, which would be 16th notes. So if the quarter notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, eighth notes are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16ths are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do 4 on the floor with the bass drum, so you can kind of see I'll move 4 quarter notes on the bass drum as I'm doing the whole. I'll start out with the whole. I'll do a measure. I'll do 4 measures of the whole notes, 4 measures of the quarter note, 4 measures of the eighth notes, and 4 measures of 16th notes. We'll start out at this tempo. 1, 2, 3, quarter note. I'm gonna do it on the snare, so it's more so you can hear it better. Whole notes. Eighth notes. Sorry. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes. Notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next one is the 32nd notes, and that's the highest value. Or I mean, there are 64 notes, but people usually just do. Generally in rock or in jazz and drum set playing, you're just going to be using 16th, 8ths, and maybe some 30-seconds. 30-seconds would be 32nd notes, 32nd notes in the measure. 16. And I didn't even go through triplets. Probably I'll give you, I could show you what triplets are just so you understand, because triplets are also something that's used in fills quite often. And a triplet's just 3 notes in each quarter note. Each quarter note value, you're going to get 3 notes. So there's 1. Quarter notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here's triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, Bye. how you're going to do the 30-second notes because they're kind of similar. So 16. That's going to be your 30-second note. So let's go through the whole thing. We'll do quarter notes. We don't even need to do the whole notes. We'll just do quarter notes, 8 notes, 16th note, 30-second. I'll do 4 measures of each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3, 4. 8 notes. 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 30-second note. Okay, there we go. So that's it. That's your basic. Those are the values you're probably going to use. Now let's do some fills with, I mean, you don't really do fills with quarter notes, unless you're just doing flams, but, you know. Okay, quarter note fill, 8th note fill. 16th note fill. 30-second note fill. So that's it. Those are your note values. And then when we're talking about doubles and all that, you kind of understand. I mean, you just go look at any old basic drum book. It's going to show you all those values, and it's good to know. I mean, I'll show you the triplet. I forgot the triplet fills. Triplet fill. That's my favorite fill to do for triplets. The triplets seem to work great in jazz too. You'll just get, the basic rudiments are the ones you really want to be working on. Like when I first started drums, all I played was a snare drum. That's it for a year. I think probably a year. That's just snare drum. Then after that, I got the bass drum, the hi-hat, and I work with that. And then after that, I got the whole drum set. But once I learned the basics, sticking patterns, your basic note values, learning how to read those note values, because when you go and buy a book and you want to learn some jazz or whatever, a good one is a syncopation book. Very difficult learning jazz because you have to really know the note values and understand it before you're going to read it on the book and then you're going to play it, transfer it to the drums. So I encourage everyone to learn how to read at least your basic rhythm note values. And that's just these are real simple. So that's about it. I'll just do some fills and maybe just add in triplets, 8th, 16th, whatever. There you go, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.